Good morning. We're looking ahead to the Rosehill meeting on the 29th of March. As you can see, we're expecting a slow track, and that's at the least. There's been quite a lot of rain in Sydney this week. Important information here. First of all, we use the GTX program for our ratings that are incorporated into it. And one of the features, is this photo finish, where you can see the main group of horses and where they're likely. That just gives a pictorial representation of what we've got here with the actual ratings of the horse. So Flight Academy, for example, we've rated that a $3.90 chance. Now, a couple of the other features here which you'll find of interest is, if they're racing on a slow track, you can see here what's available, and here's what's called a mud penalty. And these are, if you like, something similar to, say, a kilo rating, and you can see that Flight Academy here has a +6. Quite a few of them have a +6, so the first 6 runners in this particular race are all quite accomplished on a track condition up to a rating of slow. Havana, on the other hand, has a -6, so that's taken off this net figure here. Well, it's taken off to achieve this net figure here. So in other words, this horse doesn't like the wet. This horse, Boss Lane, not too bad in the wet, but not great. Cosmic Endeavour doesn't particularly like the wet either. Okay, so they're very handy features. Now, if the track were to be downgraded to heavy, look what happens. I press this button here, and it changes to heavy. What's happened here, the mud button has gone off, and it's now changed these horses to a heavy track rating. Now, the interesting here is that you don't have the same accomplishment, if you like. So we now see Flight Academy has a slightly better rating than it had before, has a $3.30 chance. Calming Influence has a $5.10 chance. Let's change this back to a good track rating, which we're not going to get, but as you can see, neither of those wet track factors are turned on. Okie dokie, Flight Academy on a good track only rates as $4.50. Okie doke, so that gives us our guide. I don't know what the current price of Flight Academy is, but it doesn't matter what the track condition is, it just does appear to be slightly out in front of the others. The interesting thing is Calming Influence gets 4 greens on our traffic light system, or the traffic light system that's within the GTX program. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention today are the Winform books, and the reason I'm doing that is because we have a bit of a sale on at the moment. And you can see that the address is here, www.winform.shopfactory.com/en-us/d2.html. Actually, if you just go into Google and put Winform Shop Factory, that'll bring it up as well. But this is the pack I was going to talk about. As you can see, you get 3 books here that we're selling for $123.90. Okie doke. We've only got a few copies of these left, but they're available in ebook anyhow. But in physical book, you get all 3 books in this stats pack for one low price of $69 post-paid. The 3 books you get are these. You get the Winform Barrier book, which normally sells at $24.95. That's an analysis of all racing barriers in Australia as a group, and it tells you what the statistical vagaries of selecting the right barrier are. My favourite book is a statistical analysis of over 50,000 favourites, so it can tell you which sort of favourites are backable and which aren't. The final book in this series, I just have to go through to this one here, and it's the Last Start Winner Guide. Now, that's normally been reduced to $39, but however, as you can see, it blows up some of the myths of Last Start winners. I'll just go back to the previous page, and just remind you what the deal is. You get all 3 books for $69. Good luck for the weekend, and let's hope the rain stays away, and if possible, let's just have a dead or a slow track condition at Rosehill, because we've got some of the very best horses in racing. But Flight Academy certainly does look like a reasonable bet, and a calming influence, which has won its 2 previous starts before a spell, also looks to be one of the good chances. Goodbye for now.